Hello, beautiful cosmic creations of stardust sprinkled together with a chaotic ordered mess of illusion and love. There's a fish song called More. Some of the lines in it are: we're vibrating with love and light. We're pulsating with love and light. There must be something more than this. There must be something more than this. And there is. There's another fish song called Run Like an Antelope. And the line in that I like is set your soul, or set the control for the high gear of your soul. You've got to run like an antelope out of control. So, the point of all that I'm trying to make is we are living in a time when there's so much change happening and so much going on that the old rules, they no longer apply. I had a friend that was just at the end of his ropes. He's dealt with so much crap and he's got so much stress, and he just keeps getting hit with problem and issue after problem and issues. Wife surgery, he needs surgery. They're old. Their houses got destroyed in the floods that came after the fire, and you know, just going through hell. And he said to me once, "Man, I'm just at the end of my rope." And I surprised him, because instead of saying, "Hold on," I said, "Well, then you should let go of the rope." Because, see, holding on isn't going to do you any good anymore. Now, it's time to let go of the rope. If you let go of the rope, you fall into the water. And then if you go with the flow and float, the current will take you to where you need to go. You see, if you try to start swimming towards the banks, the best you can do is waste all your energy trying to get back up to that same place where your rope came to an end at the first place. In the first place, sorry. I don't like editing, so you'll have to deal with it. Anyway, so the Mandela effect. You see, this is why I don't necessarily say that any of the theories are the thing that's causing the Mandela effect, nor do I necessarily believe that any of the theories out there that people have are the wrong answers. What I believe is that the Mandela effect is teaching us something. It's opening our minds so we're able to comprehend some of these things that we have to face. You see, it's kind of like the internet. All of us know that the internet could be used for good things or for bad things, but we had to have it because the fact that so many of us, and the fact that the possibility is that basically anyone, everyone, it's possible, could at some point in our future have access to everybody else, just like so many of us do right now. In a minute, in an instant, we can talk to each other, we can feel each other, we can see what's happening and know more truth, as opposed to having to just listen to a few little people on a TV screen for 104 seconds at a shot. And see, the internet, what it's done for us by bringing us online, is it's helped us comprehend and realize that the possibilities of us bringing our internets online, our inside, our minds online with each other, is quite possible. And the Mandela effect, well, that just shows you that the possibilities are endless now, doesn't it? When the North Pole had ice still, I remember we were all really worried about that melting and the ramifications from it, all the flooding that was going to happen. And everybody was going to have to build seawalls at their cities, and places were just going to go underwater, and Mississippi was going to be a coastline. But now, as some of you or most of you will know, the North Pole doesn't exist, and it hasn't really existed since 2012. There's no solid ice there. It's all seasonal. You can ship a ship right through it most of the year. So all that ice just disappeared. For some of us, it was like overnight. But there was no flooding. Now, I've always liked to believe that one of the reasons for that is that so many of us were aware of it, and so many of us wanted so desperately to do something about it, to help it to not cause as much harm. And then all of a sudden I woke up one day and the North Pole ice was gone and there was no flooding at all. And the Mandela effect is good at this, see, because it will hit you with science, it'll hit you with politics, it will hit you with history, it'll hit you with philosophy and religion, it'll hit you with little logos and things that you've seen all your life, so you know that they're there and they should be a certain way, but now they're not. And it's not about what's causing the Mandela effect. It's about realizing what it's showing us. We have more ability, more power, more strength than we could ever even comprehend. And I know a lot of you have gone through hell forever, however many years or months you've been dealing with the Mandela effect and everything that comes to it and with it. So you've had a really stressful time. You've gone through hell, you could say. Maybe even a couple times. Lost friends and families, and people have changed, and the world and reality around you has changed, and yet some people are just so sleeping to it that they can't even notice, and it's almost absurd, isn't it? Now, what I want you to think about, though, is if 10 or 15 years ago somebody would have said to you, dude, when you get up to this time period, man, some weird, freaky shit's gonna start happening, and, history's gonna completely change, and that logo over there is not gonna be the same. It's gonna be different, and nobody's gonna remember. It's gonna be like if apples were blue, and you woke up and they were all blue, and everybody was telling you that, no, they're not. They've always been blue. They were never red. Now, if somebody would have told you that years before you ever discovered the Mandela effect, what would you have thought? Would you have been able to even imagine or fathom that being true, or what it would be like if that had happened to you? But now, the fact that those things have happened to us, that should tell you that you now can comprehend what's coming. You now have the ability to see that anything's possible. You have the ability to be on the path of light and love, and to realize and understand your responsibilities and gifts of being able to manifest reality together and for your own reality. So, for me, when I told my friend, and And I tell everyone that tells me that same thing since then to let go of your rope. It's because it's time to let go and jump in. It's time to change the rules because the old ways will not work anymore. You're not going to do yourself any good trying to play the game the way you used to. It doesn't work. If it did, then you would be able to point out obvious reality changes, both physical and historical and whatnot, to people, and the people, especially the ones that notice them for a second, then all of a sudden kind of backtrack, they would be easy to wake up. So, the other thing I wanted to talk about was parenting. That's the other thing about the Mandela effect. If you're a parent and you've gone through the Mandela effect, I think that maybe you can recognize this feeling. You can be a parent and you can do everything right that you know. Lots of parents try and do what they think is right. Trust me on that one. I'm hoping that that's correct. At least I did, and I think my parents did. Maybe you guys have. But then the world and things and situations can totally make you end up having no relationships with your children, or they could go away and never call, or they could end up getting into trouble and having to deal with stresses that you would have never wanted for them. But then at the same time, as a parent, you can look at your children, sometimes, some of us, the blessed ones I think, and say to yourself, wow, how the hell did I influence and help create that beautiful person in front of me? With that note, I want to give my son a happy birthday. Today is his birthday. He's 25. Some of you may know his channel. It's T3PO Roger D. Payne. I'm very proud of him. He's a very good soul. He's even wise. He's an old soul, too. And I'm very proud of him. In fact, because of my son being the man that he's become, I am able to currently be taking a mental vacation that is much deserved. A sabbatical, if you will, of figuring out what my next moves will be. And I am comfortable doing this because my son is such a damn good dude. Thomas, very proud of you. I love you. Happy birthday. 25th.